Hi, I'm Amber, and this is Amber's Corner, and welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning viewer, watch, subscribe, and welcome back today with another video. Today's video is what's been going on. It would have been 2 months since last time I sat down and actually filmed a video. Now it will only been a month since last time you seen me because I took a little break in May. And that is because about what I'm about to get into right now. So for years, guys, I've been having these stomach pains. And if you don't know, I had gallbladder problems. That's what was going on. And gallbladder is an undiagnosed thing. A lot of people that have don't even know they have it. It's very common, but it's also very uncommon because most people can go years with it and not know they have it. Now my mama had it when she was younger. She still has it now, but like hers is not as bad as mine. Mine was like really bad. And I didn't know how bad until I had my operation. Yes, I did have surgery. So and I'm like 2 weeks post-op as of today. I'm fine. But yeah. So mine was really bad, and it's been bad for years. I mean, like since middle school, onward through high school, onward through GD, onward through now. The worst it had gotten was months back, and I remember this day vividly. Earlier that day, I had fried chicken, and it was so good. And I went to a specific spot in my town to get it. And so then later on that night, I got hungry again, and I wanted a burger. So I went to McDonald's and I got me a hamburger. And when I came back that night, I thought I ate the chicken, I felt awful, but I got hungry again. I went back and got me some else. But when I came back and after I ate that food, I felt horrible. And so most times when it's about to happen, I can always catch it before it happens. And so I caught it. I could tell by what I'm feeling, by what my stomach was feeling, that it was about to be bad. So what I do is I take 2 500 milligram Tylenol, and I take Pepto-Bismol, and I get on and I use the heating pad. And so I did all that. By midnight, I was in pain. I mean, thriving pain. And it was the worst it had ever been. It lasted for about 3 days, and then the last day was a Tuesday. It started Sunday, and it went all the way from Sunday through Monday to Tuesday. Tuesday morning was when it had officially stopped. My stomach just ached a little bit because of how long my muscles had been clenched and how long I had been in pain. But I was fighting. I was scared to eat, so I didn't eat nothing but cereal and Jello and noodles for about a week because I was just that scared to eat anything. And so I went to urgent care, and I was telling them about my pain. So usually my pain starts like right here under my breast, and then like depending on how bad it be, it'll go all the way around into my back. So at this point, y'all, I was insured. I didn't have medical insurance, and I hadn't had it since I was in high school. And I was waiting for my job to hire me on so that I could get my benefits from my job, and I would have medical insurance. And that's why I had been waiting, and that's why I hadn't made no moves to go get any. Although I had been saving, and it just like led me to kickstart because I needed this bad. And so because my mom had been talking to some people around her job, and she was telling people that I needed medical insurance and stuff like that, and people were telling her that I need to get Obamacare, and that, you know, and she was telling that we had been trying, and it just always seemed to be so expensive, and we didn't understand why. Especially since, you know, when I was really actively looking for, I wasn't making enough money to afford $200 a month worth of medical insurance anyway. So I don't even know why they was charging me that much, but they were. But I think it was because of how I was getting paid. I was getting paid weekly, which I still am getting paid weekly now, but still. Anyway, we was telling them that, and a girl down there was telling her about how, you know, and they made good money, and she wasn't paying as much, and she has Obamacare. And so she gave us a number for the person that she went through to get her Obamacare. And that morning, I think it was that Monday that I had gotten sick. We went to the urgent care. Right before we left, I said, I'm about to call. I can't do this no more. I'm just tired. I ended up making an appointment and going to him. I knew upon going to him that this was the first thing I wanted to get solved, because this is a problem. This is a really problem. This was a really big problem, and it was starting to affect my life and stuff like that. And so he said, and so we made my appointment and I went. And he said, so what brings you in particularly today? I said, well, I just need a checkup, but I've been having stomach problems for years. And I was telling him that I know that I think it might be my gallbladder. I have had multiple people around me tell me they've had the same problems. They go through this. A lot of people that I knew was having these problems, and I didn't even know it. My mom had these problems, and she suggested it once, but I kind of didn't think. And I had heard a couple things it could have been, but I didn't think it was this, and I didn't think it was this bad, but it was bad. And he said, okay, he told me to describe what it was, and I did. And I told him that, you know, after a certain time of night, if I ate, that's when it would really act up, and certain foods would really drive it home. Like, it really, I had to cut off certain things. I had to cut off a lot of things, actually, just because of it. And I'm still scared now to eat these certain things because I don't want the problem no more. So he said, we're going to get you in for ultrasound. So I'm going to make you an appointment for ultrasound. We'll get you back in the next couple of days or weeks for the ultrasound. So I get the ultrasound done. They take a bunch of pictures. They call me back in. No, they call me on the phone maybe like a week or two later, and they tell me, Miss Davidson, you are going to have an operation. You are going to have it removed because you have gallstones. So she said, we'll call you back in a week or two to make an appointment with a surgeon, and so on and so on. So about a week or two, I didn't hear nothing. I had another doctor's appointment coming up, and so upon entering, he said, have you heard anything back up from your surgeon? I said, no, sir, I haven't heard anything. I said, the last call I got was them telling me that I'm going to need to have an operation, that they will call me and contact me about when my appointment with my surgeon was. He said, okay, well, don't worry about that. I'm going to kickstart that today because you need to have that soon, because from what I've seen, it's bad. He said, you need to get this done like soon. So he said, I didn't worry about it. Expect the call in like the next day or two. I promise you. And like he said, he got to work. And he got in touch with my surgeon. He said that he need to get me in as soon as possible because my case is a little bit more severe than most. He said, all right. And within the next few days, I was getting a call from my surgeon's office telling me that I could come in at this date for this date. And so I couldn't actually go the day that they had scheduled because I had work, what to expect when having the surgery. He was telling me about options that I could have if I didn't want to do surgery, but I knew I told him that no, the surgery is going to happen. It needs to happen now because I'm tired of this. Like, I'm tired of this, and I don't want to risk having this problem again later. So let's just go ahead and get out. He said that's the best option anyway. I said, I know. I know it's the best option for me, especially because this is a dead done. This is over with. He said, okay. And so he tells me a little bit about the gallbladder. So he said, so the best way they described to me was that a gallbladder, when it squeezes, it goes just like this. And so the thing is, if you have gallstones obstructing in the gallbladder from squeezing like that, that's what's going to cause the pain. So he said, upon looking at your ultrasound, he said your gallbladder is almost completely filled with stones. Like, it's almost completely filled with stones. He said it's probably big as a lemon. That's what he gave. He said, so you see this, all these little ridges right here, those are stones. He showed me my gallbladder. He said, this is your gallbladder right here, this little thing right here, and you see all those little ridges. Those are stones. My gallbladder, y'all, your gallbladder is like this big. It's not as big. It's a little bit smaller than a fist. But because of how packed mine was with stones, it was bigger. It was as big as a fist. This is what he told me. And so he said, so we got your operation scheduled for June 3rd. He said, so he put me on a diet. He put me on the high protein liquid diet. So I had to do meal replacements and everything up 10 days before my actual surgery. That way I could lose weight, because he said my liver was big. It was big. So he said the way that works is they would have to go under my liver. So they're gonna have to move. They're gonna have to lift my liver up over my stomach and go up under it to get to my gallbladder. He said it's under the gallbladder. So he said we're gonna need to shrink that to make it less dangerous for us to go up under your liver like that. And I said, okay, I need to diet for a couple days. And my liver did shrink a little bit, not much, because I didn't follow that diet to the T. I think even he knew I didn't follow that diet to the T. But he said I did lose some weight and it did shrink a little bit. So he said that's good. My schedule got surgery, but right before surgery, I got sick. I had the flu. I don't know how I caught the flu in the middle of summertime. Well, I know how I caught the flu, but that's another story for another day. I got sick right before the surgery, and they almost had to cancel it, but luckily they didn't cancel it. Thank God. Anyway, I had to do pre-op the Friday before my surgery. My surgery was on the 3rd, so that would have been June 3rd was when. That was a Friday. My surgery was. So the Friday before 27th was my pre-op. And so I didn't even go to work that day because of the pre-op, and I wanted to hurry and get it done and get everything done. So in my pre-op, they took my blood pressure. They told me it was high again. They took some blood, and she basically told me what I need to do the night before the surgery. So I had to use some special kind of soap, and it was an antibacterial soap. And it was a foaming soap, and I had to wash my stomach. I had to wash from here to here, all the way around on my stomach. And she said I had to do it the night before and the day of the morning before I came. And I said okay. And so I did that. And so immediately when I come in, I have to check in, and I go sit in like the waiting area, and they call me back. And so the nurse came up. She came and got me and my mom, because my mom was with me. She came up and got me and my mom and led us back to where I was going to be. So they took me to the OR. So in the OR, I had to do like the same methods again. I had to like, they gave me the wipes. They gave me the same antibacterial soap, but it was in wipe form. And so I had to clean myself with the wipes. I had to put on the blood clot, the pressure socks, whatever they are, the socks that you have to wear to keep from getting blood clots. I had to put those on. I had to put on my gown, and I laid in the bed. I had to strip down completely, put on the gown, get in the bed. So they took my blood pressure, and they was really concerned about my blood pressure because it was like really, really high. I mean, it stayed in like the 180s, 182s, 183s. It was high. And they was really concerned. They kept checking it a lot. I feel like one of the reasons why it kept staying high because they kept checking, like they could not stop checking it. They even switch arms because sometimes depending on what arm it is, it might affect your blood pressure. So they checked 2 different arms, and it was just a mess. And so nurses was in and out the whole time. I had to do urine samples. They checked. I was telling them that I had the flu right before. I don't have it now, but I have it right before, and I was sick, and I was telling them about the medicine I was taking. They said okay, and I took pictures of everything that I was taking. They said, are you still taking it? I said no, I stopped taking this a couple days ago. They said okay. And I was telling them, and this is the first surgery I have ever had, y'all. The first I have ever had, and hopefully the last. So I have children, and then I want to get a C-section done, because I'm not pushing anything out of my vajayjay. Okay, I'm not. I refuse. I refuse to. Anyway, so I do all of that, and then finally, the mom arrives and they push me back to the operating room. First they do, they switch me from my bed to the operating table, and I'm perfectly comfortable. I'm covered. I'm good. I'm very comfortable. And first thing they do, they give me oxygen. They said, because the first thing we're gonna do, Miss Davis, is we're gonna start with oxygen. I can hear everybody around me like already falling asleep anyway, so it really didn't matter. And first thing they gave me oxygen, and the mask was on my face so tight, yeah, it was like really tight. So like I think that pressure of the mask made me sleepy, and then like, you know, like it was like a lot of people around me. The last thing I remember, I don't even remember when they slipped in the anesthesia. I know I kept asking, have y'all done the anesthesia? Have y'all done the anesthesia? They said no, we still doing the oxygen. They said you'll know when we do the. They said they was like, I'll tell you when we do the anesthesia. I said all right. Well, the last thing I remember was it was one of the it was a male nurse at the foot of the table I was on, and he let up like the footrest at the bottom of the operating table I was on. And he said, Miss Davidson, he said, do you feel it? I said yes. So he said, that's just a footrest. He said, he said, is that comfortable? Do you not want that? I said, no, it's fine, so you can leave it alone. He said, all right. After that, I'm out. I'm gone. I don't know what's going on. I did have it set because mom just like this is my first operation, and I knew that my mom was gonna be worried. Although she didn't act this worried, I knew that deep down she was. She was a little scared, and I was really worried about her when I was leaving the room because like it's always a risk when you having surgery, and this was my first. And my mama is my mama, and she gonna worry regardless. So I had it set up so that they need to call her and let her know everything that was going on. I mean, every single thing that went down. They called her as soon as I was knocked out. They called her and told her that Miss Davidson, you know, she's asleep, so we about to get ready to start. We just want to let you know all that. She said, okay. My mom made like she gonna take the hospital the whole time. She left me, but it's okay. She just went to my auntie house. But she left, and I thought not that. I guess they proceeded to start the surgery and all of that. And so, as they finish, I'm coming to. After they finish, and I'm in another room. I'm not even in the operating room. I'm in another room now, and I'm in the bed, and I can hear the nurse beside me. She said, Miss Davidson, wake up, Miss Davidson. She's like really low. She said, how do you feel? I said, good. She said, you in pain? I said, my stomach aches a little bit, but I said, I'm not in any major pain. She said, okay. She said, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your pain? I said about a 5. She said, okay. She said, we're gonna give you something for that. She said, are you thirsty or anything? I said, yes. She said, what you like? Would you like water, ginger ale, anything? I said ginger ale. Ginger ale really soothes my stomach, so I drink a lot of that. Even before the surgery, I was drinking a lot of it. I drink a lot now, actually. She said, okay, we'll get you some ginger ale. So she gave me some ginger ale. And she said, okay. She said, we about to, she said, so we've been checking your blood pressure. Your blood pressure is still kind of high, but she said, you're going to have to stay here tonight. I said, what? She said, yeah. She said, when they went in for the surgery, it was a lot worse than they originally thought. She said, your liver was raw because of how many gallstones, how big your gallbladder was because of the gallstones. So so your liver was like literally rubbing up against your liver, and it was causing internal bleeding. So it was really bad, and so your surgeon wants to keep you here overnight just to keep an eye on it. And plus, we're really concerned about your blood pressure because it's high and it's remained high. We've got it down to like 154, but she said it's really high, so we're gonna need to keep you here overnight just to keep check on it and just to make sure everything's okay. And I said, all right. So I ended up having to stay in the hospital a night. And after that, she said that anything you want to do. I said, can y'all call my mom and let her know? She said, we have called your mom. She knows, and we're gonna call. We'll just let her know that I'm okay. And that's the first thing I was worried about when I woke up my mom, because I didn't want her to. I didn't know that they were that thorough, and I was glad that they were, but they was calling her, letting her know everything after the surgery was done. When I woke up, like, they let her know every single thing. The doctor even told her when he decided that I needed to stay there overnight. He told her, and she said, okay, all right. And I wanted to make sure that she was good, so she wouldn't worry as much. So I wanted them to update her about everything. I want them to get her detail if she wanted it like that. And so they called her and told her, and they also told her what room I was going to be in. So then they started to transport me to my room, and they was really concerned about my blood pressure. So they told me that I would have to walk at least 6 times that day. I probably only walked twice. They were trying to transfer me from the bed I was in, to my bed into my room. And they said, do you want to get up and walk? I said, yes. They said, we can get you a little bit closer if you want. I said, no, I can get up from right here and walk over. And so I did, and it hurt like hell. So I have 4 incisions. I have one right above my belly button, which is the biggest one, which is where my gallbladder came out through. And I have 3 little incisions right here under my breast. So the first one starts here and then go all the way down. It's like right here, below my hip, above my hip, like right there at my little muffin top right there. And so I remember all of that, and I remember when them rolling me down, I remember seeing my mom. I guess my mama called my auntie, or she was on the phone with her before I went to my room. And my auntie said, my mom was told that I was out and I was on my way to the room. And my auntie was like, okay, well, I'm on my way up. And so my auntie came. And then like a little while later, my cousin came. And so I was in the hospital for a day. And they checked me. I know they checked my blood pressure all through the night. I mean, literally all through the night. I talked to my friends, I talked to everybody. So when I came home the next morning, they discharged me that morning. They came in my room and woke me up and said, Miss Davidson, you're going home today, so you can go ahead and get up and start getting ready to go. And when you get ready, when your mom gets here, just call the nurse and tell them they'll come and get you and wheel you out to the car or whatever. No, 2 days after I left, I was there for like 2 days in that chair. 3 days if you think about it. No, I was there a week. No, 3 days I was in the chair. And about the 4th or 5th day, my body was getting tired, just I readjusted to the bed. And I had family coming in and out the whole time. People calling me, making sure you alright, you alright. People like, you sure? I only ate watermelon for about the first week. That's all I wanted to eat. I was so scared to touch anything, and I really didn't want to touch anything. I really didn't want to touch anything too greasy because they told me that I probably should stay away from the greasy foods for the first week or two, which I did. It was watermelon crazy. I know, like the first day, my mom was worried that I hadn't ate anything, and when I did, I think when I was in the hospital, they brought me Papa Seed's chicken, and I could not eat it. I couldn't. I just got so nauseous. I was so nauseous. Like I would get nauseous like every now and then. Like I got nauseous maybe like one time when I got home. They gave me a whole bunch of pain medicine. I ain't say none of that shit. I took Tylenol, 500 milligrams Tylenol, and that did exactly what that was. And so I did all of that. And I only ate watermelon for the first couple days. I tried to eat a couple noodles. Y'all, they put like a tube down my throat. And so I could taste it when I kept tasting that damn tube. And I could taste it up until like a week ago. I could taste it. And so I ate a couple noodles one night, and y'all, I almost threw that shit up. I couldn't even finish the whole cup. It was so, the noodles with the tube, it just was not doing it for me. I said, no, I can't do it. So it was watermelon down from then on. She just kept buying me watermelon for like the next couple of days, and that's all I was really eating. And I was drinking a lot of ginger ale. And so here we are, June 18th, and I'm feeling good. I feel a whole lot better. I was scared to touch it at first, but now I'm not. It's like, it's not small. They play like it's gonna be small. Like the ones above my breast are small. But this one right here, they played me like it was gonna be small. It's not small at all. It's actually very noticeable, and it looks like I have a second belly button. And I would never show that to you guys. I would never, discuss you guys like that. But that's basically a synopsis of what's been going on in my life. I'm out of work. I have to be out of work for about 6 weeks, so I'm out from June 3rd to July 15th. I go back to work July 16th. Thank God. Over 50 pounds right now. So I mean, over 50 pounds. I can't lift 50 pounds or over. I thought it was 15 to 10 pounds I could lift, but it's 50 pounds or over.